A jury reached a verdict this afternoon in the murder trial of Garry Artman, finding him guilty of sexually assaulting and murdering a young mother, Sharron Hammack, back in 1996.
Our Michael Martin has been covering this story for us. He was there as the trial wrapped up and even spoke with Hammack's sisters.
It took a jury just over a half an hour to reach their verdict, but much more than just a series of guilty, one after the other. It's the first sense of peace, finally, after decades, for the family of Sharron Hammack.
We've got to go back in time. We've got to pull that curtain away from this frail-looking old man to the monster he was starting back in 1980.
Thursday morning, closing arguments began in the trial of 65-year-old Garry Artman, charged with sexually assaulting and then killing 30-year-old mother of two, Sharron Hammack, in October 1996.
These are facts that are in evidence that show one thing, and that person that last saw her, the person that strangled her, the person that stabbed her in the head was Garry Artman.
Prosecutors hammered at the fact that Artman's DNA was found not just inside of Hammack's body and under her fingernails, but on the outside of the electric blanket her body was wrapped in.
No one's going to be able to point the finger at him and say, he raped her, he killed her. So what do? They have to bring in evidence to kind of cloud your judgment. They want you to take your eye off the ball.
Artman's attorney argued that his client had simply been a customer of Hammack's as she was doing sex work at the time she was killed.
When you're having sex, it's natural for you to grab the person and do the sex act. That's how the DNA got there. He was a customer.
An old friend of Hammack's testified earlier in the trial that she became afraid of Artman after an initial meeting for a sex act went bad, saying Hammack would have never gone to meet up with Artman again consensually.
But she was so creeped out and so freaked out by him, she became scared. She wanted nothing to do with him.
The jury of 9 men and 3 women got the case at 11:44 a.m. Just after 12:30, they were back in the courtroom to read the verdict they had reached on 3 charges: open murder, felony murder, and first-degree criminal sexual conduct.
Count 1, guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. Count 2, guilty of first-degree felony murder. Count 3, guilty of first-degree criminal sexual conduct.
For Hammack's sisters,
we did it for her.
It was a flood of emotions built up over the decades. Was there a time where it felt like today wouldn't come?
Yes.
Yes, it did. It's a great relief off my chest.
Experiencing the visceral pain of losing a loved one all over. Are there any words to describe what today feels like?
Relief. Injustice was served.
She finally gets to be laid to rest. She deserved that after all this time, what that monster took.
But thankful Artman would finally be behind bars.
I will never forgive him. I will never, ever. She was beautiful. She didn't deserve that.
Artman has also been charged in the 2006 murder of a young woman named Dusty Shuck out in Maryland. He will face those charges next. But prosecutors here in Kent County feel there may be even more victims out there.
Still feel a little bit unfinished because I think there's more out there, and right now he's not telling us.
For jurors like Jacqueline Campbell, it was a straightforward decision.
It was not a difficult decision. It took us about, I would say, a half hour of deliberations.
Campbell said she could see a sense of relief on the faces of Hammack's sisters.
But she's got her justice, yes. And that's all that matters. It does. It does.
It felt very good to be able to do that on behalf of somebody else, and hopefully lighten a little bit of what they've gone through.
Artman was taken back to jail following the verdict.
He will never see the free world again. He will never be a risk to any woman out there again.
A sentencing date has not yet been set for Garry Artman. But once he's sentenced in this case, he will be moved to Maryland to face charges in the 2006 murder of Dusty Shuck over there. For now, in downtown Grand Rapids, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.